Geneva Rock Products was established in 1954 and has become the largest supplier of ready-mix concrete in the state of Utah. In addition to the main production plant in Orem, there are over 10 ready-mix concrete plants along the Wasatch Front. The main plant consists of 2 units, a ready-mix plant where the concrete components are pre-mixed before entering the truck, and a smaller unit where the only mixing that takes place is that which occurs inside the truck. Typical production is 800 to 1200 cubic yards of concrete a day. Concrete is a specific mixture of cement, aggregate, typically gravel and sand, water, and admixtures, which provide specific qualities to the concrete based on location and strength objectives. The sand and gravel are stored on site in large stockpiles until they are needed. From the stockpiles, the sand and gravel are transported to one of 2 locations, either a series of small hoppers for use in the small plant, or to a series of grates for use in the large ready-mix plant. From the grates, the aggregate is carried into the plant on a conveyor belt. The cement, typically provided by Ash Grove Cement in Leamington, is stored in a large silo and is transported through a system of pipes into the plant. Similarly, fly ash, a very popular admixture, is stored in a silo, as well as a large tank called a guppy, and then moved into the plant through pipes. Other admixtures, such as fiber mesh, silica fume, and superplasticizers, are stored in drums until their use is required. Once the aggregate travels up the conveyor belt and into the plant, it is stored in large storage drums. Each drum has a sensor that prevents overflowing of the aggregate. When a specific order is entered from the batch computers in the control room, the sand and gravel drop from the storage drums into a weigh hopper. From there, the amounts are weighed based on the batch requirements and transported up the conveyor belt into a large drum for mixing. Water and cement are also weighed out and transported into the drum. Looking at the inside of the opening into the drum, the various entrance points of the different materials can be seen. The hole at the top of the cross-section is where the cement is entered. The 4 tubes inject specific admixtures into the batch. In the center is the conveyor belt where the sand and gravel are transported. And finally, the hole at the bottom provides the water. Once all of the materials are into the drum, it rotates and mixes for 60 seconds. Following the mixing, the concrete is dumped down a large funnel. Very often, some of the concrete will be dumped to check the consistency, and then water would be added if necessary to create the desired slump. As the concrete travels down the funnel, it passes through the gob hopper. A vibrator shakes the gob hopper and aids in the movement of the concrete down the chute. The gates then open and the concrete enters the truck. The entire process is controlled and monitored by a 6-man crew in the control room. When the various concrete orders come in, the desired mix is selected from the library of mixes in the computer. The order is sent over to the batch computer where the different components of the concrete are weighed out and checked against certain tolerances. If there were ever an error in this weighing process, the amounts of material could be manually adjusted. Also, the amount and temperature of the water can be altered to create the desired consistency and slump of the concrete. Once the weights are set, the different procedures that occur within the plant begin and are monitored inside the control room on TV screens. All of the controls for the various gates and valves are located on the batch board and can be manually controlled if necessary. Another person is responsible for monitoring the progress of the many concrete trucks that are continually loading concrete. Each of the drivers have buttons in their truck that they push at the various stages of concrete loading. This sends a signal to a computer in the control room, which allows the control office to keep track of the efficiency of the truck drivers. The entire concrete production processes occur in approximately 9 minutes for the small plant and 4 minutes for the large ready-mix plant. The end result is a concrete mix that's ready to be delivered.